Should Drake retire? Well, if you got to ask that question, then yeah, it's probably time for him to retire. But let's see what Schmanthony Mantano has to say about it.
Hello everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well. I'm here to ask you guys a question. In your opinion, should Drake consider retirement? Now,
in my opinion, I think Drake has done everything he's probably ever wanted to do when it comes to creating music. He has a diss track. He has like a shopping mall album. He has rap albums. He has pop albums. I think he's done everything unless he wants to do more. If Drake said, I'm retiring tomorrow, I think everybody would be like, yeah, makes sense. It's probably time. If he continues, I think he'll still sell bangers. A lot of people will be still like, oh, you fell off. But let's be honest. I think Drake honestly has like at least 4 more years to go before it's like, okay, you're done.
Now, I'm not just throwing this out there to throw it out there. I have personally no basis to recommend that the most popular and relevant rapper right now should stop making music and being active in the limelight. But no, it's not me bringing this up. It's Drake himself who floated the idea in a recent Future Mood interview series thing with Lil Yachty playing opposite to him in the conversation.
Kind of introducing the concept in my mind of a graceful exit.
Now, of course, this is
I mean, if Drake exited now, we could talk trash about his last album, right? It's a shopping mall theme. This ain't no hip hop, whatever. But if he left now after that album, I think people would have been like, he left before it got worse. Now, I think it'd be good if he leaves now because, like I said, it's before he got worse. Let's say the next album is worse than this one. Did he leave then? Well, then he's leaving on the L. So what does he do? He'll try and make one more to be like, okay, I'm done. If that flops too, what's going to happen? But it's kind of hard for Drake to flop. Like, his lowest sales will still be in millions. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty big idea Drake to throw out there from such a relevant artist, especially one who is so prolific and actively does everything he can to grab everyone's attention. And I'm sure a lot of fans and haters alike sort of saw this as a transparent attempt on Drake's part to generate conversation about him, which, I mean, I definitely felt this way at first, but the more I thought about it, there could be some legitimacy to his feeling of wanting to do this. Look at his streak as of late creatively. You had Certified Lover Boy, many aspects of which were either incredibly uninspired or incredibly goofy. Take a look at the Way Too Sexy video where, again, also he's not trying too hard to maintain any sensitive or tough guy facade or anything like that. Just Drake being a silly goose for the most part. Then you have Honestly Nevermind, which stylistically is a total departure from much of his work within the field of hip-hop over the years. Then following that, you have Her Loss, and while, again, good album in my opinion, one of his better records, period, a lot of the appeal and runtime of that album sat on the shoulders of Drake's collaborator on that project, 21 Savage. This rapid change and volatility over the course of these projects, to me, speaks to a certain level of restlessness on Drake's part. I don't know what it is exactly he's restless about, because in many respects, he has every reason not to be. His ability to execute within the genre with a pop flair helped usher in a new era of hip-hop. Like, a lot of the aesthetics of hip-hop music in the 2010s are owed to Drake, even with the genre being as versatile as it was during that decade. Like, all Drake needs to do at this point is just come up with some random sound, and then dozens of other people are just going to copy it. Look at the success and reception.
I mean, he's at the top. I mean, a lot of people will copy it. When you're number one and you do something, other people are just going to try and replicate it.
Of the 3 recent projects he just dropped, regardless of how good or bad they were all talked about, they were all cycled through the media ad nauseum. The fans loved it, the haters hated it. It seems like there isn't anything Drake can do at this point that isn't going to garner some kind of major reception. He has essentially figured out a way to operate through hip hop right now with cheat codes, because no matter what he does or what he puts out, it's going to do numbers, it's going to get talked about.
And the best thing about it is he's worldwide. So even if Americans hate it, people in Romania will love it. People in France will love it. People in Asia will love it. Look, I live in Thailand, bro. If I go to the club, the only hip hop I'm going to hear is Drake. That's it.
And as of right now, seemingly, there's nobody in the genre who is like on track to usurp him or replace him. Maybe it's just kind of lonely at the top and he's reached a point with what he's doing. There's no longer really a challenge. The point I'm ultimately trying to make here is I could see some validity to what Drake is expressing here, because I think in a way he's painted himself into a corner. Now, when he was embarking on this journey, I'm sure he didn't see that happening down the road. I'm sure he didn't even see himself becoming as relevant as he currently is. Like literally influencing your favorite genre of music to its core and doing bigger and better numbers than all of your heroes, all of your influences, everybody, just pretty much blowing all of them out of the water. Like that's the kind of
seemingly without even trying on top of that.
Stuff that comes out of your wildest dreams, and it's Drake's freaking reality. Unless Drake takes it upon himself to challenge himself, there's not really any challenge in sight, which is where I will turn this little video here into a prescription. If Drake just so happens to be watching, sure, go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was, I feel like Drake and Fantano, I definitely think Drake like just watches Fantano just because.
Quit.
Even though he might not enjoy like we all saw the fucking DM, right? But I feel like Drake would still be like, all right, let's watch this video. Why not? Let's see what he's going to talk about now.
Don't come out with any more music. If you are in fact bored and you don't know what to do with yourself, spare us and just stop dropping stuff and let somebody else take your place. Like if
Anthony, he harsh with it, which I mean, understandable. Music is Anthony's life, right? So that's definitely understandable. But damn, he's really talking like, hey, Drake, if you don't know what to do with your life, just quit. Get somebody else. We're tired of listening to you.
Like, if you're concerned with something as silly as being
you're not
old,
trying hard enough,
like it was expressed in the interview and everything, I don't know, just move on and be old, I suppose. But what I would rather recommend here is like, seize the unique opportunity that you are in the midst of right now. You are literally the main character in a hip-hop Truman Show. Within the bounds of the law, you could pretty much do anything that you want. Literally anything. Why not do that? Record any crazy ass album or song or collaboration to your heart's desire, because like,
imagine if Drake collabed with his biggest fans. Like, even if their music is ass, he just collaborates with them and that's the album. Something with my fans. Like, that would be absolutely ridiculous. You would hear the amateurness in it, and it would make a lot of not even careers, like it would make a lot of people rich, like temporarily, but that'd be an interesting thing to listen to. Would it be great for longevity? Probably not. Or maybe it will. I don't know.
Who's going to stop you? I mean, come on, it's music, it's art. Did you get into this to be creative or become the top guy in a rap popularity contest?
I mean, he's obviously creative. I mean, he was acting like, and then he's like, okay, I want to switch to making music. And like, we all saw the clip of him reading his earliest bars and they're absolutely garbage, right? So obviously he had a love for it, and maybe not anymore. It's been like how many years now? Like 15 or something like that.
There are so many artists in the dregs of the music industry who are struggling and toiling day to day to day until the day they come out with that song or that record or, you know, whatever that will give them like personal and financial and creative freedom so they could go on to make the song, the project, the whatever it is that they really want to make, that they envision themselves making. And like, you literally have that ability. You have that opportunity, and yet themselves making. And like, you literally have that ability.
What is this? A Lil Yachty, Let's Start Here album review, 11 out of 10, a masterpiece. Really? Is that good?
You have that opportunity, and yet you have found yourself without the creative capital to spend. You could do a whole record of you singing and rapping over anime television theme song intros, and like the music industry would bend over backwards to release it. Now, I'm not saying do any random stupid thing. I mean, obviously, make music and create art that is true to you. Why stifle yourself out of fear because you're old and you're this and you're that and you've been doing it for X amount of years? And
because he's at the top. He's at the top. He has everything to lose. It's like those UFC fighters when they're like Conor McGregor. Before he got the belt, he's hungry. And then when he gets to the top, he's doing whatever. He's like, oh, yeah, I got all these millions. I bought my mom a house. I bought my wife, or I bought my girl a different car for every day of the week. Like, when you're at the top, you have everything to lose. Everything. So I could see why Drake would be like, yeah, I can do whatever I want. But what if I can't? I could definitely see the second guessing.
You've accomplished X and Y and Z. Like, you came this far not knowing what the full potential and possibilities of your career would be. All that you can really do right now, even though you're at the end of the path that was laid out before you within the genre and the structure that you exist in, all you can do past this point is just push the ceiling higher and walk down a totally unbeaten path that people will undoubtedly follow for years to come if you successfully advance through it. I don't know, as many negative opinions I've had over the years of Drake's music, I think retiring at this point would be silly. Of course, if it's what he really wants to do, he should do it, because there would be nothing worse than hearing him make a bunch of records that he doesn't care about and he's bored through. But it would be nice to hear, I don't know, a little fire in the belly and a second or third wind in one of the most successful careers in mainstream music ever. But yeah.
Well, to get that second wind or third wind, he'd have to fall. The only way you'll get hungry is if you're not eating. Drake's eating every album he drops, but what if the album he drops doesn't get him any food? After that, the next one, then he'll be hungry. But at the same time, why risk being hungry in the first place when you're already full? See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thoughts? Drake retiring? Let me know. You're the best. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel.
I need to try that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and click the button to subscribe. Click on other videos that I reacted to. I'll work on it. I'll figure it out. Anyways, see you guys next time. Peace.